So, what's up everybody? It's me, True Star Screamer. What? I can't snap every time. Plus, this is a big box. Anyway, we are looking today at the UPF, formerly known as LPZZ, Dark Knight's Metal Batman Who Laughs. I got this guy from 5K Toys, and let me tell you, I have been incredibly excited for this figure. As we all know, with my Deathstroke review and the Batman review, so far every figure from these guys has been an absolute knock out of the park, and I am already excited knowing that this guy is probably going to be as well. This guy comes in, right now is just a plain sleeve, just has the ha-ha-ha's across it. You can kind of make out the Batman Who Laughs in here. Take off the sleeve, and we get this gorgeous box here. I'll put that up here, move up here. Look, kind of matte black, this reflective on here. This is actually held on by a magnet for the opening. So we open this up. I don't just break the rules, I break realities. That is really not showing too well on this camera. Sorry, I got too much reflection on here. There we go, that works a little better. And then we got this little backdrop here. And then a card. The other ones have not had cards in it yet. And this looks kind of like a movie ticket with the Batman Who Laughs in it. That comes off. And there's our figure. Let's get this guy open. Let's look at this stuff and have some fun. So inside the box, we actually get 2 trays of stuff. We have the figure himself with all these awesome hands and accessories, which we'll get into in a bit. And a secondary tray that has a display base, which I always love, and some chains too, which is pretty cool. Curious how that's going to go through, so we'll look at that in a minute. So the Batman Who Laughs is kind of, I don't want to say a polarizing character, but this came from the Dark Metals story arc from like 2020. It's when they basically had a whole bunch of evil Batmen from various realities, and this is where the Joker died and infected the Batman with a Joker virus, and effectively turned him into a Jokerized Batman. What they've done with him, with his story and all, I can't quite say is absolutely amazing. It's one of those things where a whole lot of potential that kind of fizzled out. That's just my opinion. But one cannot deny the character design itself is absolutely awesome. I mean, for crying out loud, they put him in the Batman Fortnite crossover. That's all you need to know. But UPF, I think stands for like Ultimate Posable Figure, I guess. Again, they knock it out of the park with the details. The paint on it is gorgeous. We have all the buckles on here. On this helmet here, you can see it's a shiny metal on the cowl. The teeth are just looking, vicious. The little blood on the fingers, all of it is amazing. Articulation is also solid as well. Double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, everything is smooth. You don't see any crazy hinges on here. Boot swivel, thigh swivel, and everything is honestly where it should be. Way back when the McFarlane Multiverse figures came out and I saw the Batman Who Laughs, I had to buy it. And honestly, that was one of the figures that kind of got me on the whole kick of buying McFarlane DCs. Won't lie, I bought all the Dark Knights. I thought they were my favorite thing that Todd did. Now that these guys are coming out, spoiler alert, they already have a Red Death, which is the Flash version, and I do have that on pre-order. I sold all those McFarlane ones, and I'm really looking forward to see what these guys do. I mean, look at how the torso here has got a double joint on here, double torso articulation. We've got a ball peg up here as well as on the lower torso, and so it is a deep ab crunch, and I love how all the buckles and everything just kind of flows with it, so everything looks pretty natural, and we get these insane poses. Now, one thing I have to say, he does have a forward butterfly joint, but not too much for the backward, so that's a little, I don't want to say disappointing, but I always like it when it goes both forward and back. But it's not too bad, but it's not the deepest either. But we bring it across, everything is looking good. Because all this, of course, matches really well with the accessories that he has. And my gosh, he's got a decent decent amount. First, we want to start off with his second head. It's actually on a neck, so when you're not just fighting with the small little ball peg, which is nice. We got our basically closed mouth grin versus the open mouth laughing, which is nice, so much more sinister look. And we have a second cowl piece. This, as you can see here, he's got, I guess you could, I don't want to say I guess you could say metallic sideburns, I guess. While this is just severed at the top. So this is really purely an aesthetic choice, whichever you prefer from whichever artist. These actually are switchable. You can take the top off, so you can go with whichever look you like. I kind of like the tabs down the side. That's just my taste. So it's cool that they have it, so that way for those who complain about it, they have that answered. I want to point this out. Another advantage of having this take off, because you're putting the neck in, you don't have to worry about putting pressure on these spiked helmets, because trust me, these are sharp, man. I was pulling the head off of this one. It was hurting my hands. Then I remembered, David, you can take this off. And that just makes life so much easier. You can actually put some actual pressure on here and pop that in and, you know, pick the way you want it. So I'm happy with that decision. Next up, we have a dagger, as well as kind of like a pickaxe. Beautifully vicious melee weapons. It's not quite bat themed, but it's pretty cool though. I love the spikes, and I love how the blades look tarnished. That's a really nice look, kind of, you know, slightly decayed, slightly rusted. Beautiful weapons that I would absolutely hate to be attacked with, to be honest. This is really, really tiny, but this is essentially the syringe for the Joker virus. So he could sneak up to people and infect them, and then have them on hit for basically new minions. I know he did that as like a Secret 6 right after Dark Metals. It was actually pretty cool. I remember Jim Gordon was one of them. I can't remember who the others were. Finally, get a little, I guess it's an MP5, a little machine gun. Because since he's an anti-Batman, he of course has to use machine guns. And, you know, I think Mezco, for example, they gave him one of these guns as well, so it's kind of, not Batman Who Laughs, but they gave the Joker one of these guns, so I guess kind of it's a Joker-esque weapon, depending on the artist choice. I think it's pretty neat. I wouldn't have minded a second firearm as well. He does, of course, come default with trigger fingers, so of course that's ready for him to go with there, and we can have him hold any of these other weapons in these hands. But he's got a ton of hands, which is to play with as well, which really is what takes this figure to the next level. For the hands, everyone is going to have a left and right hand except for this one. So we have a single pointing hand, which actually I kind of would have wanted two of these as well, to be honest. But we get one of these, so go for that. Everything else here is going to be a left and a right. So in no particular order, just because I'm holding them randomly in my hand, you're going to get two of the kind of claw hands here. We're going to get two of the regular holding hands here, which of course is perfect for the knife and the syringe. We get another kind of more clawing, gesturing hand. And that's the thing, we get a lot of these variations. And an even more subtly cupping hand, per se. Again, you get both left and right of these. We also get an open one, two of these for left and right, and left and right more kind of splayed. It's like you're just getting a lot of gesture and mid-gesture hands. Oh, and finally two fists, because this guy is so well known for punching people. Actually, I think this guy did everything but punch people in the comics, to be honest. I mean, he did a lot of vicious things. But all these are in just a ball and peg system, and they give a lot, and I mean a lot, of expressive options for this figure. Yeah, I kind of wish he had two of the pointing hands. I definitely do. I mean, this is kind of fun, the whole like laughing so hard he has to cover his face, which is pretty neat. So I like it. You just could do, again, a lot of expressions here. The figure design doesn't quite let him touch his face completely, but it still allows him to move fairly organic, I guess is the best word for it. So I like that a lot. I also like how like the collar and things get out of the way. But this is definitely a more style over the, not style. This is definitely more form than function, character design. This one's definitely not a guy who's good like Batman of epitomizing, maximizing the ability to run and beat the hell out of people, while this guy is definitely more of psychological impact. I wonder if this technically counts as a Joker kick, if you're a Kamen Rider double fan. Anyway, he still has one more box of accessories. So finally we do get to have a display base for him, which is absolutely awesome. I think this will be something with all the Dark Knights. Just call it a hunch. One of the things you also get is this placard. It is held on by a magnet. So that way when we get the other Dark Knights, I bet these will all just kind of match up next to each other. And of course you put the appropriate plate where you want them to be. In this case it says, Batman Knights, metal, Batman Who Laughs. Has a little peg hole back here for the armature. So awesome there, because I'd absolutely rather have one of these than nothing at all. Definitely has helped my Deathstroke figure. And then we get like a little gargoyle piece. This literally just can sit anywhere you want. So place that there. Get your Batman Who Laughs. Put him in a jaunty pose. And have him look all kinds of sinister. And if that still doesn't balance, that's when you break out the armature to kind of make it all look good. And this is absolutely fantastic for a good action figure display, to be honest. See? Actually, there you go. That holds up pretty well. But if I'm unsure, you can break out the armature. So this is just a great balance. Oh, I almost forgot. This opens up, so we can actually put all the accessories into it. So if you don't want to be, if you throw out your boxes, you still have a place to put all your stuff. Or if you just have some certain ones that you want to rotate through the posing, again, you can store everything in here. So this is a perfect base. Honestly, that's nameplate, detail, armature hold, aces all the way. If I had one complaint, I would kind of say the size is a little off. The other ones, the Deathstroke and Batman that I have from the Arkham series, they're definitely a little on the fuller size. This definitely feels much more like a figure art scale. As you can see next to Pandora here, she is definitely a fuller figure. Or putting next to Leatherhead here, I'm sorry, this guy should be not quite towering over him, but look at the arms are skinny, these are more bulky. Yes, this, if I was going to have one major criticism, it is the scale. I would like him to just be a little bigger. This is definitely true 1/12 scale versus the more, I don't want to say Americanized 1/12, but the more, what we're used to. So keep that in mind for your display. He also has two chains on here. I just kind of wrapped around them loosely. I'll have to look if there's any reference art for it, but I mean, they look cool enough. This actually reminds me way back when with the Axie Toys Devil figure, how I was having a challenge wrapping those around him. I think it's a very similar thing, so if you have some like thin twisty ties on hand, that might be a cool thing to have on hand just to kind of help tie these down. Again, it keeps the effect, but it's gonna sound weird, but I think they're just too clean. They're too shiny. Again, I just have it kind of just wrapped around him. I'm kind of undoing it right here for the hook chain. There's no clasp on the end, no way to really hook things to each other. So one has the hook, and the other one has kind of like a weight on the end of it. Not quite like a meteor hammer, but looks like, honestly, from a mason. If you ever seen what a mason uses for dropping a line, but it's cool. I don't know if it's, as I say, worth the time of figuring out what to do with it. It's not like I can take this and attach it to the bladed weapons, for example. So it's there. It's a thing. You've got it. Use it as you will. It's I could have been happy with it without this, to be honest. This is a solid figure. Is this my favorite purchase of the year? No. Notice there was no figure of the year tagline. We've had a lot of good figures out this year, okay, guys? So that's why I've been getting very trigger happy. But I have absolutely bought better figures already. Elric, of course, that 2-pack I picked up of kind of like the goth elves, that kind of stuff, which this guy would look really good with, by the way. I might consider that for my display. But I digress. This is one of the things of, if you're a fan of the character, honestly, this is the best version of him you're going to find. Is this the best action figure, again, all year? Not at all. Scale is off. Accessories we paid for that we don't really use. I would have loved... I personally think we got too many hands. I know, that's weird to say, but I think we got too many hands. I like to buy stuff to use and not feel like I'm going to go through brain lock trying to get it in. The stand is absolutely fantastic for him. The detail is there. The articulation is there. So it definitely has a lot more wins than losses. I am very happy with my purchase. I am very much looking forward to the Red Death to pose with him. But, again, I think the biggest thing UPF has going against it is not having the same scale for all their figures. I think that really does more harm than good, because I would love to have this versus, the the Arkham Asylum Batman that's coming in, that I already have. They're just not going to look right. This guy is not going to look right with my Marvel Legends. This guy's going to look great with my Mezcos. He's going to look great with some of my other imports, though, so don't get me wrong. But it's not perfect, if you know what I'm saying. InArt, which also has one of these guys out, has the same issue. They're doing 1/10 scale, they're doing 1/12 scale, their stuff's all across the board. I guess I just wish these DC fig guys would just pick a scale and stick with it. But that being said, like I said, I recommend him. I enjoyed him. I'm happy. I got mine from 5K Toys. Probably get yours from your favorite import site. But let me know your thoughts down below. Did you guys pick him up? Is he not your style? Are you now feeling jealous that you wish you had him? Let me know down below. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and as always, my friends, until next time, take care. Peace.